Dhambali, as per one version, it dates back as an institution to the pre-Aryan culture, when Kashmir was inhabited by Nagas and Pishachas, and Dhambali being a very popular game of recreation with them, and when the Aryans came over here, and when these Nagas and Pishachas, the indigenous tribes of Kashmir, were driven out of the valley, and they were settled later on in the Himalayan regions of Kohima, of Nagaland and Nepal. They carried this institution to that place. That is why we are having a unique type of, a similar type of folk dance that is known as Dhambali in Himalayan regions. And here in Kashmir, we pronounce it as Dhambali.
It is a means of amusement, a sort of amusement which is used as a means of recreation from times immemorial in the valley of Kashmir. It is synonymous to Punjabi Bhangra or any kind of dance or any kind of regional dance.
Dhambali is a kind of folk religious dance that prevails in a section of the devotees of later rishis of that period, where we find a syncretism of the Sohrawardi and Rishi beliefs.
Rishis have markedly influenced the Kashmiri culture for centuries. As a result of this influence, the people of the valley have adopted certain traditions. Living with them for so long, these practices have found a permanent place in the Kashmiri culture. On the birth anniversaries of the Sufi saints, people throng the shrines. Edibles are distributed, recitations done, prayers offered to seek the blessings of the Creator. Mere touch with the walls of the shrine and the tombstones is deemed sacred enough to relieve one of troubles and agonies. With folded hands and tearful eyes, devotees supplicate for their health and well-being. Among many rituals prevalent in the culture of Kashmir, Dhambali is one of the most interesting. A popular folk dance associated with Baba Nasiruddin Ghazi, a Sufi saint known for his generosity as Abul Fukra, meaning father of the poor. Dhambali is performed at many shrines in the valley. This is the Dargah of Lal Bab Sahab, located in the periphery of the Srinagar city. Every year, the festival of Dhambali is celebrated here in July.
Yeti par bi fikri pevas, ait par pushmi yeti Dhambali sabda. Balki yim jada ajdad san chi, tim te as banan yeti par as fikri pe, tait par se Dhambali yeti chala.
Öçü damasu dohkari bey, yim doy bey Dhambali kar. Kya aşçı rozan sehat, aşçı rozan panun diluk sukun yuşu aşı, aşçı rozan su barab.
Kyazi ye aqidat yus aşı, yus aşı pata vata amut karan ta asti chu karan.
The celebrations are in full swing. Everyone is seen enjoying. The roadside vendors selling out sweets, toys and other things of fun and amusement. The whole village assuming a festive look, which continues from early morning to late evening. People around, curiously waiting for the dance to get underway. Men, women, young, old, everyone waits for the drums to beat. The folk dancers called Dhambali fakirs take their time to prepare for the final performance. Tools are being tested before the final action starts. Performers get themselves spruced up for the final moment. They are busy tying colorful turbans, aprons and waistcoats, tight enough to withstand the rigors of the dance. Wait continues. People from all around gather in groups. By and by, the crowd gets bigger and bigger. With drums, cymbals and sticks, the troupe comes out marching with the standard bearer, carrying aloft a huge banner called Alam. The people around try to catch hold of the sacred cloth. They cluster around the banner, which is fixed at a spot. And thus begins the grand show, with feisty incantations and fervent prayers. Devotees watch the scene breathlessly, expressing their faith in this traditional dance form. It gathers momentum, and the beholders cannot resist joining it. Pushing aside the actual dancers, they take over. With feet facing fast on the ground, dust engulfs the air. The social significance of the festival not to be argued, but over the religious and spiritual aspect, there are varied views. Besides being a dancing form, it's considered a way of worship. On this point, the experts on culture and history differ. Some see a mystic merit, and others rule out the religiosity from the dance.
I think that Dhambali has nothing to do with religion, and it is no service to religion at all.
No, so far the Dhambali is concerned, it has a mystic origin according to a very cemented version, because this exercise is generally performed on special occasions, particularly on the Urus days of the local saints. So we cannot divorce it from the religious or the mystic merit. That is there.
In Islam, there is no place to music. Instrumental music. There is no place for dance. There is no place for visit that way. Then there is no place at all for the kind of Dhambali that we have at the moment being practiced by a section of people who consider themselves the devotees of the rishis. And you know that rishi, the founder of rishi movement, the great Sheikh Nuruddin, we have not at all no information that he ever resorted to this kind of religious ritual. Not at all there is any information that his khulafa like Baba Zainuddin, Baba Bamuddin, Baba Latifuddin, Baba Hardi Rishi and others, none of them has resorted to this kind of practice.
These Babas, they were making their disciples to beat drums only. And by beating these drums, they were getting the people together. People were coming from the peripheries of that area, in which particular area this action was being done. so the people were coming and collecting at a place. Then the particular these saints, these Babas, were disseminating their mission of social reformation.
When Islam no way sanctifies the very act of song and dance, why then the Islamic interpretations of this age-long tradition of Dhambali?
Some of the Muslim missionaries did not compromise with it, but it was so deeply embedded with the mentality of the people that with the passage of time, the missionaries had also to compromise with it.
Interpretations aside, opinions not to be heeded anymore, people from the profession are besotted by the will of dancing to the beats. Meanwhile, numerous dancing troupes from different parts of the valley join in. The surroundings boom with the thunderous beats of the drums, heard from all the four directions. Hardly troubled by the scorching sun, the spectators watch the dance with passion and patience. The dancers go into a tizzy while dancing to the drum beats. Unmindful of the surroundings, the dancers get lost in their act to the extent that they sometimes overdo and fall down. It happens often. The people watch in anticipation. The show goes on. Parents hand over their children to be held aloft while performing Dhambali. Sounds strange, but they take pride when their child hops with the beats. Dhambali fakirs mostly belong to the poor and backward section of the Kashmiri society. Popularly called Bans, these people adopt the profession of their fathers and forefathers and transmit the same to their own progeny, thus keeping the practice alive. Besides being an anniversary to celebrate, it's also a day for them to earn. They are firm in their faith and hold fast to it as it's a source of sustenance for most of them.
यह बिल्कुल बेकार जमात है तो दरमियान कत फिर यानी यम जमीन वराई सारी धंबाली जमात जमीन वमीन चूंकि वह लूक ये पे अम पे धंबाली पे लूकन गसान करान यो रेस्ट कुस चूंकि यम गई धंबाली मत यम गई तत रेस्ट्रिक्शन चलान कि तुम क्या रेस्पेक्ट चलान सिर्फ धंबाली मत यम
दान संभ्रावान हरद बड़ एहतराम करान इत कन सह बांड ब्रोट सह मस्कर आसान तमिस दिवान प्रथ रखत इथे कन धमाली मत
The institution of Dhambali is on the decline. Those associated with this profession see a marked change in the attitude of people towards this folk dance. Experts have reasons to offer.
Now people, because of being educated, because of having scientific temper developed on account of new learning, they not only can now read and write, but they analyze themselves what is prescribed, what is not, what is Islam and what is accretion drawn from the other environments.
With the advancement of education and with the coming of the different social religious reform movements, people lost credibility, people lost faith in such exercises.
Despite the decline, there is no dearth of people who lay welcome mats for the folk dancers. They invite them on auspicious occasions to perform Dhambali and invoke blessings. Thus, the age-old tradition of Dhambali goes on.